What's up, sisters? Today I'll be doing a hair tutorial and makeup tutorial, a nice little fall look. We're going to start with hair. I'm going to define my curls today with the dimming brush, very similar to my last tutorial, but without the parting. This pretty much shows off my initial haircut that I did earlier this year. So we're going to section the back from the front. This is freshly washed, detangled hair with leave-in conditioner so far in it. And we're also going to section off the front here from the rest of the hair. That'll be the last section we do from this hairstyle. So I'm going to start in the back, and I like to go from ear to ear. I'm going to show you a little bit of what I do or how I curl the brush in the back. This is a dimming brush, if you didn't know. I believe some of y'all asked how many rows the brush had, and I think it's 6 or 7. I think 7, yeah, 7 rows in the brush. And I got this brush years ago from Sally's Beauty Supply Store. So we're going to take a section from the back, and I'm using Mel's Pomegranate and Honey Curl Refreshing Spray. I like to use this to keep my hair soft after my hair dries. I'm also using Eco Style Gel, the brown protein gel, and I'm using a dimming brush to flip my hair upwards like so. And as always, I take the tip of my comb and separate my curls. Well, kind of separate your curls, but we're also filling in those gaps from the parting. Now, as most of you know, or some of you know, I recently had 2 babies, back to back. They're only 18 months apart, so I've had a lot of postpartum shedding. That's why my hair is very thin on the sides and on my edges. So the front has dried since I started the back, so I'm refreshing it with some water, and then we're going to section off. As you can see, like how thin my hair has gotten from, postpartum shedding. I'm taking Mel's Curl Refreshing Spray, spraying that on, and then putting some gel from root to end, and then going to detangle with the brush that gel in, and then curl the brush upwards, flip it, use it like it's a curling iron if you ever used one. I'm going to separate my baby hairs because it's just so much gapness in that area. Just want it out of the way. I'm going to give you a close-up. I'm spraying my hair with Mel's Pomegranate Organic Curl Refreshing Spray, and then applying this gel, Eco Style Gel. And I do suggest using a different gel. My favorite gel is actually Icy Fantasia Gel. The thick and shine, it actually gives more shine, and it just works so well in my hair. I'm a fan. I've been using that for a decade, but I just didn't have any recently, so I've been trying to get through this Eco Style Gel. I'm brushing the gel through, and I'm going to curl upwards. Watch the brush, and boom, curls popping. Don't touch it too much. Just use the tip of the comb to separate those curls, and then you're just gonna let that dry. So I did both sides already. I usually like to wait to do my edges last, but for some reason they were bothering me, so I decided to go ahead and do them. I am using the Eco Style Gel right now to create these finger waves on my edges, and usually I do use some type of other edge control paste or something like that, but today I was feeling lazy and decided to use a gel, so we're gonna get that out the way. So we're gonna go ahead and do the last section, which is the top. I'm refreshing my hair with some water because it's a little dry up there, and I'm detangling with a shower comb. I like to do my sections from the front to the back up top, so I'm going to spray my hair with the Curl Refreshing Spray, and then I'm going in with the Eco Style Gel, brush it through, and this time we're flipping backwards from this angle. We flip backwards pretty much, and I do about 5 sections. I've heard from some type 4C sisters that smaller sections work for them, for those that's been inquiring if it works for type 4C. My hair is mostly 4B, a little 4A. And that's it for this style. I like to let it air dry, that's me, but you can let it dry under a blow dryer. Separate the curls with the end of the comb. I sleep with a satin cap at night, and in the morning, once it's dry, this is the next day in the morning, I spray my hair with oil. This is Carol's Daughter Black Vanilla Oil Spray, and I just rub it through. My hair is not hard and crunchy, and the oil helps break up any crunchiness that it does have, and as you go throughout the week, it just gets softer and softer, so you don't have to worry about that. Now I'm starting the fall makeup tutorial. I always prime my face with the Tatcha Silk Canvas. I apply that all over my face, including my eyelids. And then I'm going to color correct with the LA Colors orange color corrector. And I blend that in with a wet beauty sponge. I think that's Real Techniques sponge actually. And then I'm going to go into my foundation. I am using Makeup Forever HD foundation. I plan on getting a new foundation. I just need a new foundation. I'm using a beauty blender to blend that out. I also use the Morphe foundation brush to spread it over at first. And now I'm going into my concealer. I'm using NARS Creamy Radiant, or the Radiant Creamy Concealer in the color Caramel. I apply that on my nose, my upper lip, my chin, under my eyes and forehead, and I blend that in as well with the beauty blender. I try not to go too many shades lighter than my skin tone. Also to note, I am using a damp beauty blender. Make sure your beauty blender is slightly wet. So once I get that blended in, I'm going to set it with Grafto Bean setting powder in the color Banana Cream Pie. It has a slight yellow tint to it. So I'm going to, my first layer is usually I press it in with a damp beauty blender, and then I like to leave a little bit on under my eye and my nose for more of a contour, to give more of a contour highlight effect. I'm also chiseling out my cheeks since I have a rounder face since after having my babies. And for my contour, I'm using a bronzer by Too Faced in the color Tan Deep. I'm using a MAC contour brush. I'm applying it to my cheekbones, underneath my chin to get rid of that double chin, and also my forehead. I also like to contour my nose a little bit, and then I do like to use the bronzer as one of the transition colors for my eyeshadow. So if you go for a natural look, this is a good option. The palettes I'll be using are from Morphe brushes. I'm going into my 35F palette, and I'm using this soft brown first as a transition color on top of my bronzer. I'm just going a little bit above my crease and doing soft swipe motions. And then I'm going to go into a more chocolate warm color, warm brown, and going more so into my crease, still doing swiping motions, and then going a little bit more so on the outer corner, and then working my way in. Next, I'm going into my Morphe 35O palette, and I'm going into this brick red, and I'm working that on the outer corner and inner corner, and I'm patting that in, building that up. You want to blend to get this look really well. So we're gonna apply this in layers. Just keep patting that in, adding more until you get, the effect that you want with the color, and blend it upwards into that brown. Next, I'm gonna go into this matte orange color, very vibrant, and start working my way in. I'm not so far in the outer corner or not too in. I'm working my way towards the middle of my lid, and I'm patting that in. I suggest swiping your brush back and forth when you're blending that upwards into those brown colors that we used to transition with. The last palette I'm going to be using is the Morphe 35U palette, and I'm using these metallic oranges. There's a light one and a slightly darker orange one, and I'm patting that in with a wet flat brush. I sprayed that with setting spray, and I'm patting that into the center of my eye, working my way up to the crease, giving a slight halo effect. I'm not a professional at the halo look, but I'm trying, and I'm just blending that outwards a little bit, but you can go back with the matte colors and blend it in if you need to. And that's the look for the top lid. I'm going to go back into the palette, and for my bottom lid, I'm going to use this forest green. And again, I'm using a flat brush, and I'm going to just apply that close to my waterline, but not on my waterline, more so under my lashes, bottom lashes. And then I'm also going to go in to the inner corner of my eye and use a mixture of gold and yellow to create a slight highlight, really incorporating those fall colors for the season that's coming. For my waterline, I'm applying Revlon So Fierce eyeliner in black, and then for my top lid, I'm doing a slight wing using Tarte's Double Up liner in black, not a thick line at all. Next, I'm going to swipe away any excess powder I had left over from my setting powder, and then I'm going to go into MAC's skin finish powder and use that to blend my whole look together. I'm using a luminous blush by Becca in the color Dahlia. It's like a berry pink color, and apply it lightly because it shows up and shows out. So I'm applying it lightly to my cheeks and nose and chin, and then I'm going to Anastasia Glow Kit, and I'm applying that as well on top of the blush. I also like to apply it to my forehead, the tips of my nose, anywhere where the sun will hit is where I like to apply my highlighter. So I apply it to lip and also the inner corner of my eye as well, just to get that extra pop of glow to it. For my mascara, I'm using So Fierce by Revlon mascara in black. And then the lashes I use, y'all inquire a lot about, is the Arison lashes. I get those on Amazon. I'll put a link down below. I set my face with MAC Prep in Prime, and then I'm using MAC Cork lip liner, and then I'm using Colored Rain Suede. I went with a more neutral lip because I didn't want it to steal the show from the eyes. I want the eyes to stand out more. This is a matte lip, but I'm going to add Ultra Glossy Lip from ColourPop in the color Neat Freak on top to just give it a nice little glow to my lips. And that completes my look. I really appreciate the love I've been getting lately. And, you know, coming out of postpartum, it's been really, really hard. For my glasses, they're from Firmoo.com. I'll put the link below, and my hat is from Forever 21. Drop a comment below if you have any type of requests for a tutorial or video, and thank you again. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Peace out, sisters.